Okay, let us start the session. Couple of deep breaths. Inhale, big. Exhale. Observe your breath. We'll begin with 3 ohms. Inhale. Turning your hands at the heart center, we'll begin with Pranasyedam Vashit Sarvam. If you know, sing along or simply listen. Pranasyedam Vashit Sarvam Tridiveyat Pratishtitam Mateva Putran Rakshasva Shreeshcha Prajnacha Videhi Naiti. Gently bringing your hands down. The meaning of the mantra is, O Prana, who governs the 3 universes, protect me as a mother would protect the child. Recognizing the prana inside you, living in Pranamaya Kosha, is the goal of Pranayama today. So let us start working on that. We'll be practicing balancing of the breath first, which is actually the first part of any pranayama, would be to balance the breath, and then to harness the breath. So what we'll be doing, we'll be starting with Kapalabhati, Vastrika, then we'll stand up and do Dhyanbandha Agnisar Kriya, and then we'll sit down to do alternate nostril Kapalabhati, right nostril breathing, Surya Anulom Viloma, left nostril breathing, Chandra Anulom Viloma, Surya Bhedana Pranayama. It's a circular breathing where we'll be inhaling only with the right. Chandra Bhedana Pranayama, only with the left, we'll be inhaling and we'll be exhaling through the right. And then we'll go into Nadi Shodhana Pranayama, the alternate nostril breathing. Then we'll move into Ujjayi Pranayama. So this is the goal here. Make sure to mute yourself. Okay. Okay. Let us start with Kapalabhati. 60 breaths per minute at the musculature. So when you do 60 breaths per minute, focus on the vigor. When you do 120 breaths per minute, focus on the breath and its reaching the maximum capacity of increasing oxygen levels and reducing carbon dioxide levels for the most part, and developing a tolerance to the reduced carbon dioxide levels and increased oxygen levels, okay, in the brain. So we'll work on that. 60 breaths per minute. People with menstruation During menstruation, hypertension, practice with caution. Now, let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4 at that speed. And gently slow down and stop the practice. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Next time, inhale and hold the breath inside. Inhale. And hold your breath with Jalandhar Bandha. And when you cannot hold your breath anymore, release, relax. As a sadhaka, we are introducing Kevala Kumbhaka at the end of each of these fast rhythmic breathing practices. And do not bring this to your therapy participants. Kapalabhati, the skull shines, closing your eyes, awareness in between the forehead. Observe the space in between the forehead. Trying not to take the eyes there, though. People try to take the eyesight into that corner of the eyes upward, looking up. It's only the awareness, while the eyes are still nice and low in their vision. And now we'll move on to 120 breaths per minute. Doubling the speed, people with hypertension can keep at 30 or 40, maximum 60. And let's begin. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 at that speed. And after a few more rounds, or even before that, whenever you feel like stopping these practices, feel free to do that. And inhale deeply, exhale, and with the next inhale, hold your breath inside. And when you cannot hold your breath, release, inhale and exhale. Meditate. And gently open your eyes, moving on to Bastrika again twice, once with arms and once without using the arms. So let's begin. Inhale, taking the arms up, exhale down. And both inhalation and exhalation are active. Inhale deeply, exhale and relax. Every cell of your body feels invigorated. And now we'll move on to the advanced practice of Bhastrika, where we inhale without the use of the arms, and at the end we'll also be holding the breath in, as in Antakumbhaka. So let us begin. Forceful, rather active inhalation and active exhalation. Long, deep inhalation and exhalation without the use of the arms. 15 to 20 times. If you feel giddy or tired, please come back earlier. So let's begin. And gently stop the practice. Inhale deeply, hold the breath inside. Always hold only as much as you can. Relax, observe your breath and the stimulation throughout the body. And a beautiful meditative silence at the end of Bastrika. And gently opening your eyes, and we'll move on to Uddiyana Bandha Agnisara Kriya. So gently coming up onto your mat, and now we'll practice Uddiyana Bandha at the lower level. So hands just above the knees, lengthening the spine. Exhale and suck the abdomen and hold as long as you can. When you cannot hold anymore, release, inhale, come back. Let's begin. Exhale with your mouth. Suck. And release, inhale. And come back to standing position. Observe your breath. Shitila Tadasana. Observe the abdomen. And moving on to practicing Uddiyana Bandha at the higher level. So this time we'll bend less, hands just above on the hips, slightly below the waist, and with fingers pointing to each other. Curve the upper, raise the shoulders and bend less and suck inside and upward. Exhale with your mouth. And when you want to come back, gently release. Inhale, come back. Uddiyana Bandha is effective when you lengthen your spine. And moving on to Agnisara Kriya, same process. First at the lower level, that is at the abdomen level, and then at the stomach level, we'll be holding, sucking inside, and then flapping, release and suck, release and suck. So you don't breathe through the whole process, practicing Bahya Kumbhaka through the whole process. Let's begin. And release, inhale, come back up. Observe your breath. Moving on to higher level, Agnisara. Lengthening the spine is the key. So don't bend too much, hands just below the waist, now on the hips, and now we'll begin. Suck it in and up. Release, inhale, and relax. Observe the beautiful churning inside the stomach, all the internal organs, beautifully massaged. And gently come back to sitting. And let's begin practice of alternate nostril Kapalabhati. Here, make Nasika Mudra. Will be again active exhalation, passive inhalation through alternate nostrils. Exhale with the right, passively inhale. Exhale forcefully with the left. And do this fast. Yes. Inhale deeply, exhale, and relax. Observe your breath. And with that, about 20 minutes of preparation, we'll begin the pranayama. We'll start with Surya Anuloma Viloma, the right nostril breathing. Adopting Nasika Mudra, closing your left nostril with your ring finger if you're using the right hand. Let us begin only breathing with your right. Exhale and inhale with your right nostril, visualizing the sun, Surya, Anuloma Viloma, the stimulating effect of the sun, burning down your calories, improving your metabolism. If you tend to have a blocked nostril, a mild blocked nostril should be okay, but if you have a severe blocked nostril, you may want to just simply bring your hand down and observe your breath, Sahaja Pranayama. One can harness one's process-driven personality, remove lethargy using when you are practicing right nostril breathing. One can go horse riding, as they say in Swara Yoga. Any of the activities that require simply a process-driven mind, a math-driven mind, a logical mind. You may feel slightly discomfort, and as you develop this practice, you should be able to breathe for 15 minutes or even more with only the right nostril, the Surya Anuloma Viloma. And when you learn to do that, you harness these personalities that have been said to happen. And gently, after the last one, bring your hands down, stop the practice, and observe the right nostril. Continue to practice mental Surya Anuloma Viloma. And gently stop the practice. We'll move on to the left nostril breathing. Now closing the right nostril with your thumb or Vice versa, if you're using left hand, we'll begin with the left nostril breathing. Chandra Anuloma Viloma, visualizing the soothing, cooling, calming effect of the moon. And when you practice the Chandra Anuloma Viloma, continuing to do so, start feeling the calmness. Invoke the creative mind, aesthetic mind, literary mind, the art mind, the Navarasa mind. Continuing to practice. Once again, as you prolong your practice, you will start feeling a sense of discomfort, breathing through only one nostril. If it is too much of a discomfort, stop the practice. Otherwise, a little push, one notch up with each day would be a great way to harness your respective personalities. So this one is for the creative personality. And gently after the last round, bring the hand down and continue to practice mental Chandra Anuloma Viloma. Great for hypertension. And it is said that for people with anorexia, is a good practice to help them put on some weight. And people who have weight don't have to worry about it. It's not like it'll increase their weight unless they are practicing too much of it. Since we are anyway balancing it with the left as well as right, we'll be working on harnessing each of the personalities. And gently stop the mental Chandra Anuloma Viloma and relax and observe your breath. And we were able to spend about 8 minutes on just the Surya and Chandra Anuloma Viloma. Now we'll move on to Nadi Shodhana Pranayama for about maybe 5 minutes. Time, we still have quite a few practices. So let us now move on to Nadi Shodhana Pranayama, alternate nostril breathing. You all know this practice. So taking Nasika Mudra, inhale deeply, close the right nostril, exhale and inhale through the left. Close the left, exhale, inhale through the right. Let us build some simple ratio in this, as would the modern medicine recommend, which has been the case in many of the hospitals. they say Bibo, breath in, breath out, 4 seconds inhalation and 4 seconds exhalation. But as yogis, we'll add 2 seconds of Kevala Kumbhaka. So 4 seconds of inhalation and spend 6 seconds for exhalation and Kevala Kumbhaka. And you can always make it 6 to 8 or 6 to 4:6 ratio. So you can do 4:6 ratio. The breath, everybody has different capacity. So listen to your body and do 4 units of inhalation and then 6 units of exhalation and cessation of breath. Practicing with awareness of the temperature of the breath, sound of the breath. So hum, says the breath. Listen to the breath while you breathe through alternate nostrils. Switch after inhalation. Exhale, inhale, and switch, exhale, and inhale. Last round. And gently stop the practice. Hand on the thighs. Relax and observe balance of the breath. As you can see, it still is a preparation because we are still balancing the breath with all these, balancing the personalities, balancing the mind. All of it is still preparation. And now we'll move on to one more practice, Surya Anuloma Viloma and Chandra Anuloma Viloma, followed by again Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. So we'll be harnessing once again the right and left nostril breathing, the right and left brain, as they would call, which I wouldn't want to go into. But we know from Swara Yoga that there is a personality difference when we invoke the right versus the left. Okay, so now Surya Bhedana Pranayama will be inhaling through the right, exhaling through the left. We'll continue that for about 9 rounds or for about 2-3 minutes. Okay, let's begin. Inhale through the right, closing the left nostril. Close the left, exhale through the left. Continue that process. Inhale through the right, exhale through the left. As you can see, this starts getting a little more uncomfortable than our Surya Anuloma Viloma. That's why we had to take a break and continue once again right and left nostril breathing. So continue. Last one. And gently stop the practice. And down. And observe your breath. A very interesting, stimulative effect. You feel like you have only half brain or a half eye, something. A very interesting, asymmetric feeling. Just observe. And now moving on to the other side, closing the right, inhaling through the left, exhaling through the right. Close the right, inhale through the left, close the left, exhale through the right. Continue, inhale through the left, exhale through the right. Again, the same 4:6 ratio can be followed. Once again, if it is too much of a discomfort, you may always stop the practice. Last few. And gently, after the last round, stop the practice, hand down and observe. During the training and building the practice, we may tend to develop headaches. So caution for that and listen to your body. Slowly build up the practice. doing Jalaneti and working on building the strength in these sinuses is also equally important. And of course, not to mention the food that you eat has to be early, has to be sattvic. That keeps the nostrils open. And now we'll practice 5 rounds of Nadi Shodhana Pranayama, alternate nostril breathing, to specify this difference. So let's continue again for 1 more or maybe 2 more minutes. 5 rounds should take ideally at least 2 minutes. So let us continue. Alternate nostril breathing. Continue to practice a few more rounds. As you slow down the practice of Nadi Shodhana, you will be practicing maybe at the most 2 of those in one breath. But for now, do not extend your breath, listen to your body, do what your body allows. And after the last round, gently bring your hand down, relax, and observe the balance of the mind and the breath. And now we are ready for the real pranayama, Ujjayi breathing. So we'll be practicing a bit more advanced Ujjayi breathing. So sitting comfortably and see if you can take the Jalandhar Bandha at times. So if you have any neck problems, just be be aware, exercise caution, and then reduce your Ujjayi duration. So we'll practice inhalation Ujjayi. What we do here is we breathe slowly for the count of 6 or 8 or 10 or even 15 all the way up, and then exhalation is normal. Do not force the exhalation, so it is normal exhalation. Inhalation Ujjayi, I'll count from 1 to 8. Practice with me for about 2 rounds and then you practice on your own. So let us sitting comfortably, chin slightly down, not the Jalandhar Bandha yet, only when it goes to the final, that is the count 8, when the lungs are full, that's when you want to adopt the Jalandhar Bandha. So let us begin. Start inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And slowly release the bandha and relax and breathe normally. One more time. Start inhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And slowly release the Jalandhar Bandha and relax and exhale normally. So this is the process. Inhalation is Ujjayi and exhalation is normal. Continue for maybe 3 to 4 more rounds. You may go to your top count, could be all the way up to 15 seconds. Exhalation is normal. Last breath. And gently release, relax. Observe your breath. And now moving on to exhalation Ujjayi. This time we'll be inhaling deep and holding the Jalandhar Bandha and slowly starting to exhale through Ujjayi. This might be a little longer than inhalation Ujjayi. You may go up to 20, maybe even up to 30 seconds. So we'll practice something like 12 at this point, and then later, after 2 rounds of practice, you can go at your own pace. So inhale deep, adopt the Jalandhar Bandha and start releasing the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Inhale deeply, hold the bandha and start releasing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And let's practice at our own pace. When you adopt Jalandhar Bandha, you are not dropping the head down. Instead, you are lifting the chest up, tilting the head so that the chest and the chin are in contact. Your shoulders are wide and they are relaxed down. Eyes are lowered. A slow hissing sound as you exhale, counting from 1 to any number of counts that you can go up to comfortably. Last round. And after the last one, relax and observe your breath. Observe your mind. And we're getting ready for the Ujjayi proper. We'll now practice inhalation and exhalation Ujjayi. Same count for inhalation and exhalation. That's the starting point. When you reach 10 seconds of inhalation, 10 seconds of exhalation at the minimum, then we can double the exhalation duration. So first let's start with same count, same ratio. Let's start inhaling for 8, exhaling for 8, if that works for you. So first I'll count and then you practice on your own. Sitting straight again. Let us start inhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Practice at your own pace, listening to your body. Last round of same ratio Samavritti Pranayama. We are here balancing sympathetic and parasympathetic systems. Neither of them for a yogi has to be done more. Both of them are in total balance. We, the samsaris, try to increase the parasympathetic response because we are already lopsided, doing too much of a sympathetic, being in sympathetic tone all the time. And after the last round, release, relax. Observe the peace and calm that you experience, calmness. And now we'll move on to Vishamavritti Pranayama, where we inhale for, say, 6 seconds, exhale for 12 seconds. Whatever is your ratio, let us start without the count because this gets a little too much of a individualized practice. Go ahead, inhale for say 5 units and exhale for 10 units. Continue at your own pace, and it takes a few circles, rounds to adjust, to understand. You should note that exhalation is double that of inhalation. It's not so easy. Begin with 5:10. Soham. Last round. Stop the practice. Eyes closed. Meditate. Mind has been beautifully prepared for meditation. We'll sit down to meditate. And we may continue to meditate. We'll end the practice here with a beautiful closing mantra. Simply listen and continue again. wishing this peace and harmony to the whole universe. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste.